Hey, this is Aaron Fletcher here at the Fletcher Method. I want to share something very important with you right now. I'm not talking about a sandwich. I'm talking about the greatest shortcut in copywriting and marketing history. It's called the $1 Million Message, and it's not called the $100 Message because it works. We use this simple formula for every headline, every blog post, every landing page, every webinar, and I'm going to show you how to use it right now. Okay, this is Aaron here at the Fletcher Method. Let's break down $1 Million Message parts 1 and 2. I think you're going to get a lot of value from this if you're looking for the best way or formula to put together offers or copy. I'm talking about headlines, blog posts, ads, YouTube videos, everything in between, sales letters, webinars. This is the core structure that we use. Now, we test ads like everybody else should, and we put a lot of offers and copy out there, but usually the winner has to have all these critical elements of an effective, aka $1 Million Message. So I want to point out that this is one part of a 6-step system. I've just put together a training that walks you through kind of a forensic, case study of how we put together offers and launch successful online campaigns and businesses. But for now, let's dig in just to this message format so you can hopefully avoid spending thousands of hours like I had to do reading copywriting books, okay? If you don't know me, I'm the founder of the Fletcher Method. We've been over in business for about a decade. And we've helped just over 10,000 awesome entrepreneurs like you launch successful online marketing systems. So if you're frustrated, drinking from the fire hose, all this stuff flooding your inboxes and your news feeds and taking every course, blog, podcast, reading every blog, watching every video like this, but you don't have a system that fits from point A to point B and you're ready to punch your computer, then I invite you to watch the whole training, okay? So when it comes to messaging, how do we go from the current way that everyone is just trying to sell and push messages out there that nobody cares about, trying to sell courses and ebooks, trying to follow all, there's a million things you could take on copywriting, and I encourage you to do that. But if you don't have something that's actually working right now, I think this could be a big shortcut. All the advanced NLP Jedi mind tricks that people are pushing out there, to trick people into buying stuff, you don't want to do any of that. Test, repeat, people are saying you have to be a day trader when it comes to things like YouTube or Facebook ads or creating sales pages, and you have to have 90,000 variations. Look, if you're a professional marketer and this is what you do is you're trying to get the 0.01%, of the conversion, great, do that. But for the average business owner, entrepreneur, freelancer, you just want, hey, how do I formulate what I do into a message that people care about so I can actually run ads that get leads, okay? So all that stuff's kind of yucky. So I think this could be the last copywriting strategy for most people. And I'll break it down to the minimum viable steps you should be taking. The first thing you need to do is look at your market. We call this the avatar goals grid. It's really not that big of a deal. Instead of wondering what your clients want, doesn't that make sense? And I think everybody from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figure entrepreneurs will tell you, look, find an audience that's actively trying to solve a problem that's very valuable to them and solve it in a better, more efficient, more cost-effective, a more friction-free way, period. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to be Elon Musk off the bat, okay, the electric wheel. What I want you to do is just think, what's the big category of business you're in and what do all the books and groups and other products and competitors pitch? How do they leverage the problems that they're solving? What's the tagline of their books? What are the reviews on Amazon say that the book delivered on and didn't deliver on? So look at the ecosystem that's already out there and look at what are the pains and frustrations preventing your customer from getting results, and what happens if they don't solve them? So right now, if they have back pain, they're going to be immobile, they can't lose weight, they're going to get diabetes. What are their top goals right now? Hey, I just want to get my first 10K online. If I'm a business owner, I just want to lose 5 pounds. I just want to meet someone. I just want the confidence to be a speaker. Whatever it is, what are their goals now, and why do those goals matter in the long run? Now, I'm going fast through this. I dig through this in more detail in the training, but I want you to understand the copy piece of it. So we have a tool called the currency calculator. Once again, it's super nerdy and it's really, really powerful. And I think for, again, over 10,000 customers, we always push people back to this to do this right. And how does it work? Okay, bear with me for a minute. If you are in a post-apocalyptic world and you're trading goods and services and money has no real monetary or utility value, then what are you going to do? You're going to have some sheepskin that you're going to trade for some food or some water or a sword. And you're exchanging items of equal or greater value. So it's a value exchange happening with a currency. That's how we approach marketing and offers. What is it? What are all the currencies you can increase or decrease? For example, if you're a personal trainer can do a lot of stuff for you. They can increase your energy, your muscle mass, your well-being, your confidence, your strength. They can decrease your body fat, your depression, your food bills. But the problem is most of us start rattling off all this junk that nobody really wants. They want the one main transformative currency. So if you have a currency like business consulting or life coach or personal trainer, if you have a category, a core business category like that, you want to transition it to a currency. How do you do that? It's simple. The ask method Ryan Levesque talks about, and pretty much any good copywriter understands. You go to a market, the AKA starving crowd, people that are trying to solve a problem, and you say, what's the number one problem I can solve for you that means the most to you? If I could wave a magic wand, which one of these would be true for you? They say, it'd be my body fat. That is one avatar. That's one kind of cluster of a target market. Different people, professional athletes, might want speed or performance. And think about it in the B2B sense. Some people want more leads, some people want more prospects, some larger companies need more profitability or to hire more effectively and reduce employee turnover. You have to look at your customer and say, what are all the currencies you can increase or decrease, and find the most meaningful and measurable one and focus on that. So when we talk about currencies, and this is the predecessor, the precursor to the $1 Million Message, you got to have that right problem, and then you package it the way I'll show you. So we also realized, and we created something called the temperature gauge, currency temperature gauge, that you're doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to explain to a market that they have a problem or what it is and then sell them the solution. That's a 2-point sale, and it's a pain in the butt. What you want to do is focus on specific and easy to sell hot temperature currencies that affect people's business, health, relationships, wealth. And if you think about it, anything that's meaningful to your relationship or your wealth or your business or your health affects all those things. And that's part of our sales strategy, giving you a little hint. If we're dealing with someone's business, we say, well, how does that affect your wealth working on weekends? How's that affecting your financial security? How's that affect, your health working on weekends? How's it affecting your relationships when you tell your wife or family or partner you can't come home, right? So super important. Let's focus on something very specific. And if you think that's boring, there's a reason why all you see is the same type of health and business ads out there, is because those are the problems that are perennial that people are trying to solve from now until the end of time. From the beginning, I should say, to the end of time. So we find a hot currency, we find the one thing we can solve for our market, and then we package it as such, okay? So remember we said, what are the 3 main obstacles between your client and results? Think about your client sitting here and their point B, their solution they're looking for, lies on the horizon, but they have these 3 bricks and a huge wall. You need to knock those obstacles out for them. What are they? What are their lives going to be like if they don't solve the problem? What's the cost of staying where they are? Well, I'm going to potentially die alone or not be able to start a family or go out of business. These are serious things. And who will you work with and not work with? It's important that we're focused on the attributes, hard and soft attributes of who you're going to accept and reject. Again, I'll cover this more in the training if you so want to attend. The second piece is, what's their biggest goal? Why does it matter? So if my currency is something like leads or sales or weight, why do they want to lose that weight? And I need to sell that big, important outcome, not just a hammer, not just a nail, but building a playhouse for your children, the transformation, okay? Not the feature, not the benefit, the long-term transformation and why it matters to them, okay? So why does this matter? How is it going to affect their life, health, wealth, relationships? And then we get to the $1 Million Message super nerdy format, which ends up like this. I help this specific avatar, motivated local dentist, get one thing. What's that measurable currency? Get 10 to 20 new patients into their practice every month so they can grow a successful practice that they love and have financial security without spending more on paid advertising, X, Y, and Z. So what are those 3 main obstacles? And who do you help? What do you help them achieve? And why does that matter? Now, if you go back and look here, excuse me, the $1 Million Message is your single avatar, who you're helping, your target market, times. So this is the exponent of the currency metric and timeline. What's the one measurable thing you're going to help them do? How do I measure it? If it's not measurable, it's not meaningful. And in what timeline? No one wants to lose 5 pounds in 5 years. I'm going to help you get this result in 90 days without this main pain. Okay? So that's a $1 Million Message. And I'm telling you, we use it everywhere. What we do in this training, and plus I'm giving away some killer stuff, a copy of my book, a whole bunch of templates that we use, and my full Ultimate Lead Magnet training so you can learn what I believe is the world's most effective way to generate leads online. But I digress. What you want to do is if you map out all the steps that you need to take your customer from point A to point B, what steps they need to go through, each one of these steps has its own currency, its own message. So you can use that everywhere in all of your marketing. I know this looks very nerdy for you, but this is how you inform all your copy for every landing page, every blog post, and everything you do in between. So the $1 Million Message fits really nicely in the strategy I'm going to cover in the training. I hope to see you there, and take care.